Y'all listen, when it comes to Claressa, I'm starting to get a little soft spot for her. I really am. I really feel sorry for her. The more
she publicly claimed she took another woman's husband, and for a while, it looked like she actually won. But what happened next completely flipped the entire story. When it comes to Claressa Shields, I didn't expect to feel any sympathy toward her. Honestly, I do feel bad because what I'm about to share didn't just add to the drama. It completely shattered one of the messiest celebrity narratives online right now. This isn't speculation or casual gossip. This is a situation that appears to have unraveled in real time, with one person ultimately walking away fully back in control. For months, Claressa openly claimed she had taken another woman's husband. She repeatedly referred to him as my man across social media interviews and live streams. She showed him off, built an entire image around him, and carried herself like she had already won. Meanwhile, the internet watched it all unfold like a dramatic reality show. Every post, every appearance, it only added fuel to the story. But now, that entire illusion appears to have collapsed. Reports suggest that Tasha K has come forward with claims confirming what people had only been quietly speculating. According to those claims, Papoose has left Claressa and returned to his wife. Remy Ma sources allege that the same man Claressa once called her forever abruptly packed up, flew back to New York, and reconnected with his wife without closure. No explanation. No goodbye.
So I don't know whose team you think I'm on, but I'm on your team. And like I said, Papoose and Remy spent time together on Christmas. I got pictures of them together. I ain't even dropped those.
There was nothing but silence, calls ignored, and a very public emotional fallout. The situation became even more uneasy. Some people began claiming Claressa wasn't just involved in a relationship. She was imitating Remy Ma, from her outfits and jewelry to her travel decisions and even her poses. Fans started labeling it as fixation, even obsession. When reports surfaced that she had allegedly tattooed his name on her body, the internet reacted intensely. During all of this, Remy Ma stayed quiet and composed, spending time with her family, still wearing her wedding ring and appearing unfazed. Photos circulated showing her and Papoose still living under the same roof. Now, another twist. According to Tasha K's claims, Claressa may never have been the main partner at all, but rather a temporary distraction while the real marriage was being privately repaired.
So I don't know whose team you think I'm on, but I'm on your team. And like I said, Papoose and Remy spent time together on Christmas. I got pictures of them together. I ain't even dropped those yet.
This situation has moved beyond a simple love triangle into something far more complex. It's no longer just about heartbreak. It's about public humiliation and a fantasy unraveling in front of millions. The narrative now centers on how Claressa lost control, how Papoose may have been playing both sides, and how Remy Ma appears to have made a quiet yet powerful return. There are also claims that Claressa spent the holidays alone, reportedly dropping tens of thousands at luxury stores. What once seemed like a bold romance slowly turned into one of the most talked about public downfalls online. In the beginning, Claressa carried herself with confidence. She didn't seem secretive or embarrassed. She acted as though she had won, and every post and appearance reinforced that image. But as time passed, what once looked like confidence started to feel more intense. Her posts grew louder, more forceful, almost as if she was trying to prove ownership behind the scenes, even though the reality may have been very different. Claims suggest the relationship was never as stable as she believed. While she celebrated publicly, the marriage she thought had ended may not have ended at all, and the woman she believed she replaced never actually lost control, according to this narrative. While Claressa was building a public image, Remy Ma was quietly working on her marriage behind the scenes. When Tasha K entered the conversation, everything began to shift even further. People had already started noticing inconsistencies, details that didn't quite add up. Why was Claressa alone during the holidays? Why did Papoose go missing for long periods? And why did their interactions sometimes look staged? Then a live stream comment shifted the entire conversation. Tasha K claimed that the luxury lifestyle Claressa showed off may not have been paid for by Papoose at all. Instead, she alleged Claressa was buying the expensive items herself and presenting them as his gifts, basically building a storyline for the camera. That reframed everything. It was no longer just about romance. It became about image building. People went back to old clips and noticed things they had missed before, like forced reactions and moments that now seemed rehearsed. A new question started spreading online. What if Claressa wasn't being chosen, but actually being used? According to these same claims, Papoose may not have been as emotionally or financially invested as it appeared. There are even suggestions that this behavior wasn't new. It's now being alleged that Papoose had a history of recycling gifts, taking items bought by different women and presenting them as signs of his own loyalty. As these accusations spread, a pattern began to form in the narrative. A married man linked with multiple women, maintaining a lifestyle seemingly supported by whoever was closest to him at the time. And according to these claims, Claressa Shields wasn't an exception. She was just the most recent chapter in the cycle.
So I felt sorry for Claressa when she was in there blowing a bag, $30,000, and then she had to take the bag to Papoose.
While Claressa kept posting what seemed like a picture-perfect romance online, things behind the scenes were reportedly very different. The marriage many believed had ended was quietly being repaired without any public statements or announcements, only subtle changes in behavior. One of the early signs, according to sources, was an unexpected trip. Papoose allegedly packed his bags, flew to New York, and disappeared without explanation. No updates, no messages, just silence. At first, Claressa continued her confident online persona, but over time, her tone slowly started to change. What began as small changes soon became more obvious: missed calls, texts left on read, and reassurances that no longer felt convincing. People watching from the outside started picking up on something unsettling. Instead of appearing in control, she seemed to be pursuing. That's when the talk of obsession grew louder. Social media users started doing comparisons, posting side-by-side images that highlighted similar outfits, poses, hairstyles, accessories, and even matching captions and locations. What could have once been brushed off as coincidence was now being framed as imitation.
Apparently, Claressa spent Christmas alone in the Louis Vuitton store, racking up about $30,000 in bills.
In some online circles, it was framed as something even more intense, less admiration and more imitation of Remy Ma. Speculation spread that Claressa wasn't just influenced by Remy Ma, but closely observing and copying her, almost as if trying to step into her position. Then came the moment that pushed public opinion further: the alleged tattoo. The idea of permanently inking a married man's name while he was still legally bound to someone else sparked strong reactions. Instead of being seen as romantic, many people interpreted it as a sign of desperation. The contrast made it even more harsh. While Claressa showed commitment, that same man already had his wife's name tattooed, tied to a real long-term legal marriage. In that light, Claressa didn't look chosen anymore. It seemed like she was trapped in a story she created as public appearances kept happening. Events, courtside moments, and visible outings, things became harder to ignore. Claressa stayed visible, but Papoose was often missing. Meanwhile, Remy Ma stayed quiet and composed. Photos showed her with family, still wearing her ring and keeping the same household. Then another claim started spreading online that financial struggles had been mentioned earlier, adding a new layer to the situation. At that point, the whole story seemed to fall apart. What once looked like a bold love story was now being seen in a very different light. According to these claims, Claressa wasn't replacing anyone. Instead, she was maintaining the illusion on her own. While she showed a glamorous relationship in public, the actual marriage was quietly being rebuilt in private. Many believe the hardest part of this situation is that she wasn't just losing a relationship. She was losing control in front of everyone, both emotionally and financially. As this chapter closes, one idea keeps coming back. It may never have been a love triangle, but a distraction. Attention now shifts to the reunion, the silence, and whether it was planned from the start. By the time people notice, the damage was already done. Claressa's energy shifted, confidence faded, posts turned defensive, live streams got longer, and her tone started feeling uneasy. Reports say while she believed she had a future, he had already quietly returned to his past without warning. Even while the relationship was still being shown online, distance was obvious. Calls went unanswered. Plans kept getting canceled. Holidays made it clearer. Claressa often appeared alone, surrounded by luxury shopping, but no company beside her. Meanwhile, Papoose was reportedly back with his wife and family. Then came the twist people couldn't ignore. What looked like love may have been an illusion all along. Instead of stepping back, she kept posting, trying to hold a story that was already breaking. Her confidence turned into defensiveness, and fans started seeing a breakdown instead of drama. The reunion had already happened. No announcements, no explanation, just silence and absence. While she tried to keep appearances, reality took over. He moved on quietly, and she found out like everyone else. In the end, this wasn't about love. It was about control, ego, and perception. One woman chased attention, another stayed patient, and the man moved between both without any consequences. The loudest voice lost, while the quietest one got everything back. Claressa didn't just lose a man. She lost the fantasy she built, defended, and paid for. If you found this breakdown interesting, comment your thoughts and subscribe for more deep dives. There's always more underneath the surface and more stories ahead.